As we've alluded to before on certain occasions, it's always something special when you can offer a genuine convertible sports car, of course right in time for peak weather here in the UK, but also, and here's the crucial thing, a sports car or convertible on this occasion that you can use all the time, thanks to just how efficient it is. In other words, it's the best of both worlds. You have the practicality, the efficiency, the great running costs, as well as a fantastic price on this occasion, which we'll get to in a second, but also you have the great looks, the open air feel, it's everything all wrapped up into one. And as we said, this is a prime example. It's a 2013 BMW 320d in M Sport trim, so of course the uprated visual package as well, in addition to being the Cabriolet. Of course it still has the option of low deposit finance, but given that this car is under £9,000, well that's already a fantastic price given that it's covered 9,000 less miles than the average for one of these on the market at barely 72,000. And of course, being as this one is a 320d or 2-litre diesel version, it takes that kind of mileage in its absolute stride, and being a BMW no less, it is extremely efficient. In fact, we need to talk about that efficiency first before we even talk about performance and trim, because it is fantastic. Up to 50 miles to the gallon average is possible out of these cars, and around 60 to the gallon on the motorway. At that point, why would you even need a small city runabout or a hatchback if you can have that kind of economy in a sports car anyway? Well, as we said, it's everything all rolled into one. Of course, being a 3 Series, you still benefit from having that 2+2 seating as well. And to go back to its history and its condition, it has a huge, very impressive actually, service history portfolio behind it. In fact, it was most recently serviced barely 1,000 miles ago. It has an MOT until January of 2026 with no advisories at all. No less than 3 keys to its name, with of course that original owner's book pack as well. It comes with BMW's own Pro multimedia system, including BMW Pro navigation as well, parking assist of course, Bluetooth and USB connectivity, as well as auxiliary inputs for that sound system, as well as auxiliary inputs for that aforementioned Pro multimedia system. Of course, cruise control, again perfect for the motorway, dual zone climate control, BMW M Sport suspension also, so it can actually handle as well as it looks. It's not just a good looking car, it can actually back it up. And of course, BMW being BMW, the 3 Series is something of a legend when it comes to how fun these are to drive, and for good reason. And to return to the point, as we often do when discussing BMWs, of just how efficient and impressive their engines can be, we already touched on its fantastic fuel economy, but that also has the trickle-down effect of better road tax as well, at £215 a year. Still retaining a nearly 300 foot-pound of torque engine, you may start to see, if you are less familiar with these cars, why we would go so far as to say that it's everything rolled into one. You have the great looks, of course here finished in metallic grey with that charcoal interior. You have fantastic, borderline unbelievable, in fact, efficiency and associated costs because of said efficiency, the option of having the roof down but having 4 seats at the same time, and again all for under £9,000. Well, you could easily spend that money on a small runabout these days and you would only be getting about the same kind of efficiency out of said small hatchback. In other words, it could be a weekend toy or a daily driver and everything in between. So of course, if you would like to reach out regarding this 320d M Sport, of course you could send us an email to the address here on screen or give us a call on 01749 871 155 or via our mobile number of 07482 267 439.